Hey there everyone, and welcome to Dende Reviews. I'm your host Adam, and I'd like to welcome you to my review of Life is Strange: True Colors. Now, podcast listeners know that I'm a big fan of Life is Strange, and have waited with bated breath for months for this title release. Unfortunately, the remasters have been delayed, but the big kahuna is here. I will be discussing spoilers during a specific section, which will have timestamps, so viewers who wish to hear my thoughts without having their experience spoiled, don't worry guys, I've got you covered. All the footage in this review will just be B-roll from the trailers.
Hey there, Jeeves the Robot Butler here. That wasn't entirely true. There's a small point where a joke is made and a scene from a LARP is shown. It's not major, but still. Sorry lol.
So, as far as seeing things goes, you'll be fine. But if you don't wish to hear things, please refer to the description for the aforementioned timestamps. Without further ado, let's get to the review. The setting for True Colors is, and I cannot stress this enough, the best the series has to offer. The town of Haven Springs is a character all to itself. Genuinely comes to reflect the decisions you've made in terms of both major and minor characters incredibly well. Of course, aided by the game's gorgeous art design. There's a scene towards the end specifically that truly drives home the feeling that all the chickens have come home to roost. Any encounters you've missed and completed definitely impact how this town treats you. So be sure to keep a lookout for every interaction you can, both big and small. This is of course helped by the game's great performances given by all involved, with my personal favorites being, and this is quite a big list, Erica Mori's take on Alex, Han Soto as Gabe, Katie Benz as Steph, Stephen Austin as Jed, and Xenia Scott's performance as Charlotte standing out to me after all of my playthroughs. These performances truly captivated me at times, through grinning laughter at their quirkiness or choking through tears. By its conclusion, the narrative of True Colors takes you on a truly enjoyable ride and a roller coaster of emotions. Guess that's true to the game's themes, eh? Aside from the acting, the facial animations are top-notch and have me even more excited to play the remasters of the original game and Before the Storm if this is what to expect. Seeing it play out in video is one thing, but to marvel at them up close is something else entirely, believe me. I'd hazard a guess and say there are some characters who I probably wouldn't have enjoyed as much if the facial animations weren't like those shown here. They are seriously good, guys. You gotta believe me. The gameplay of True Colors is more like the first game than Before the Storm or the second one. Alex's powers allow you as the player to become even more connected to the setting by hearing the thoughts and feeling the emotions of the people you come across. Experiencing the memory collectibles also allow a unique view into the backstories of the citizens of Haven Springs, you know? As well as that, there are a few opportunities where Alex has the chance to use her power for major changes in the lives of other characters that I found to be incredibly interesting. She's an honorary member of the Phantom Thieves at times. That aside, the gameplay of everything else is exactly what you'd expect from a Life is Strange game. Point, click, interact, you know what I mean. The soundtracks to these games just keep getting better, and True Colors is no exception. Without giving too much away, there's a couple licensed tracks I wasn't expecting to hear. When you get to Chapter 5, you know what I mean. There's a really cool rock-out scene in the first chapter that I thought was really cute, and the songs that play during the quiet moments of reflection are as quaint and calming as ever, and yet again, I find the quietness of Haven as a setting being reinforced, this time by the soundtrack. I also gotta send some love the way of MXM Tune, who provides the singing voice for Alex, and every time Alex picks up her guitar, it's a real treat, especially during Chapter 4. This game might actually have my favorite soundtrack in the series. Give it another run or two, and I'll get back to you.
Hey. Whoa there, sonny boy. You're now approaching the spoilers section. Jump to this here timestamp to avoid any spoiler discussion. Don't watch if you haven't finished the game yet. You've been warned, boys and girls.
Oh man, where to begin? First off, fuck Diane, Seriously, how could she have done the calculations and still decide to put Ethan, Alex, and all of them at risk? And then she has the audacity to try to gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss her way out of the responsibility at the fucking town meeting? Shit, even I was questioning my sanity, puta madre. And then Jed, fuck you, Jed. You never expect Adachi to be the villain, huh? I was taken aback by his betrayal because that guy's a fucking nice guy, and then he turns out to be a fucking dick. Imagine lying to your entire community, even your fucking son, and yourself so much to such a deep fucking level that even Alex, a literal empath, has to use like 100% of her power to get through to you. That guy's an asshole. That being said, all the twists were a 10 out of 10, and the backstory section in Chapter 5 got way too real. Shit, even I had to take a break. As for the endings, I give those a 10 out of 10. Alex in all her relationships is still the absolute cutest. We stan. You cannot go wrong with Ryan or Steph. Seriously, they are my favorite romance options in the series to this day. Alright, to recap, we got a fantastic setting, great characters, stellar performances, new and very much welcome facial animations, an interesting superpower, yet another banger-filled soundtrack, a twisty and emotional story, and overall, a 10 out of 10. This is my game of the year so far, though I'd be willing to say Lost Judgment might change that, but I'll see you when that releases for me on the 20th. Besides that though, this game is really something special, and you need to play this, especially if you're a fan of the series. And hell, if you're a new fan, this is a great place to jump on. Especially since it's not an episodic model, it's all there, it's all available when you buy the game. It's honestly my favorite one of the series so far, and I cannot recommend this game enough, especially now that Corona's winding down. We all need a break, and I think you all should book a ticket to Haven Springs sooner rather than later.
Welcome to Haven.